Hey guys, welcome to episode 260 of the Bry-Fy podcast. We are right into the swing of things with the holidays. It is December 16th, I think, by the time that this episode appears. It's the 15th now as I'm recording. Like I've said before on a few of my other episodes, and if you've listened to any of my 12 Days of Podmas episodes, there's 3 of them now, I have mentioned that we've been a little busy, and so things have kind of been off. I wouldn't say a rough start. Well, yeah, a rough start is kind of what it is, but a late start, definitely. And so hopefully you guys have enjoyed the content that I have put out, even though it's a little bit late. Pulled out. Oh, God. Why, Brian? But so now we're back to this is the regular weekly episode that you guys have come to know and love, and then we will get back into the swing of things, and hopefully, the rest of the 12 Days of Podmas go really well, and, the weekly episodes are still up to speed on how those things operate. Of course, with the weekly episodes, not only do we do comic book reviews, which you can also find over on YouTube with a video, yay, and sometimes screenshots or other visual helpers for those who like to listen to the comic book reviews. But if you go over to the regular podcast on Podbean or Google Play, also with the Apple podcast store, where else does it play? Stitcher Radio. You can also find me on Geek Life and Wicked Radio Network, and Spotify. Yeah, the other big one, Spotify. You can find me the regular podcast episodes and the 12 Days of Podmas episodes all over there. And so if the video is just not enough that you get on YouTube, please go check me out over there. Follow me on all social medias like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all those things. Everything is at Bry-Fy Podcast. You can keep up with me, the cute little pictures that I post, like stuff for my son's birthday. I did some decorations, and it was a Pokemon themed one, and so we had a lot of fun with that. And hopefully you guys dug the hell out of any of those following over on my social media. Without further ado, though, let's talk about what have I been reading? I've been reading a lot, but I think today we're going to talk about Jonathan Hickman's Avengers run. I'm a few issues in now. I've talked a little bit about it before, like the first 3 or 4 issues of the run. I am much further into it, so let's go ahead and talk about that. Of course, like I mentioned, it's written by Jonathan Hickman, and things with the Avengers are, of course, very epic. Things are on a galactic, on this now, it's on a universal scale. Something is moving across the universe that is wiping out everything in its path. In fact, it's led what are normally enemies of one another to band together to try to stop this giant, crazy bad that's coming. And it has everything to do with a character that's already been introduced named Ex Nihilo, I believe that's how you pronounce it, to the Avengers. In fact, he kind of started off as like this bad guy. Of course, he wasn't like, because he was like neutral bad, or I don't even know if he was really bad. His purpose that he claimed in life was to create life, and his goal was to bring Earth into a new evolution. That kind of meant killing the old Earth and bringing upon the new one. So with that, the Avengers handled that, took care of that. Then this new threat came, and this is now the people who created Ex Nihilo. And so they are, if you thought he was a bad dude, they are way badder. They're like godlike power type. Like, they can destroy things. They have like pretty much planet destroyers that are wiping across the universe. And it turns out their ultimate stopping point is, yeah, you guessed it, the Earth. 616 Earth, because of course the Earth, we're humanity. We're always the center of everything. But the Avengers, left with pretty much no other option, run out to Ex Nihilo and his sister, the Abyss, who plays a part in all his weird creations and stuff like that, to ask for help. Which he's like, hey, you know what? I create life, not destroy it, so let's go take care of the bad guys. Oh, also, I'm an Avenger now. Kind of cool. And the Avenger roster gets a little weird. Diverse might be a term for it, but weird is a much better term for it. So anyway, they go off into space. They team up with Skrulls. They team up with what is it? The Shi'ar. I think that's what they're called. Jason or Jason, King of Spartax. They're like all kinds of other people. They're all banding together. They're all trying to take on this great evil that is wiping out the universe, and things are not going well, to say the least. And now I'm only reading the Avengers run. This leads into Infinity, and I honestly haven't touched it yet. After I get through all this, after I get through the Infinity tie-ins of the Avengers run, which vaguely makes sense to me at this moment, and I feel like that's going to be a big thing going forward, reading Jonathan Hickman's Avengers, because a lot of them tie into different events that are happening. There's Original Sin that I know is going to play a part in this. Infinity. I'm guessing Age of Ultron as well. And I think there's one more before we get into Secret Wars, if I'm not mistaken, which I could be. I am mistaken most of the time. But it is a little hard to follow if you're just reading the Avengers book and not getting the event stuff or any of the other tie-ins to these events, because things do seem to skip around a little bit, not a whole lot, and they do recap what has happened so you know what's going on. So that's good. That's a positive with this book. Other than that, I'm a little lost, but I'm enjoying the ride. You know, it's like you're on this like scenic route that you don't know how you got there, but you know it looks really pretty, and there's some really cool ups, downs, and turns. You know, like going through the hill country, driving through with the windows down, your long hair flowing through the wind, your favorite emo song from high school playing. You know, just like My Chemical Romance, something like that. Anyway, it's fun though. I enjoy it. Where I'm at now, they had Captain America led a victory or two against the evil. Oh, I remember where I'm at. Captain Universe, who is embodied in this woman, has awoken, and she is really, really upset with what the evil people are up to. I believe they're called the Builders. And so now she's on the offensive. Basically, things were looking very bleak for the Avengers and the Coalition fighting against this evil, and she has awoken, and now shit's about to get real, really fast. And so it's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm enjoying it a lot. I think I'm going to get the full effect of it all to really get this story. I think I'm going to have to start reading all the events that I've kind of been leaving out. And also, I believe parts of, is it New Avengers or Avengers World, kind of tally off of this. So I'm definitely going to have to check some of that out, so that way I am all caught up with everything. But as far as the rating goes for this book, you guys know how my rating system goes. Positive charge means I like it, negative charge means I dislike it, and a neutral charge means it's really up to you. Honestly, out of all my ratings, it's really up to you guys if you might like the book or not. If you're familiar with usually how Avengers books, their art looks, it's par for the course. I would call this Marvel's house style, if there was a house style. It's not super artistic, it's not super stylized, it just seems solid work. Then again, usually when Marvel puts out solid work, it's late work with all their events. Oh my god. Well, this isn't an event book, this is a monthly title, but like with their event stuff, man, it's always late. Always. And then they add issues to it. And it's like, why the hell am I investing so much time and money? No. New rant. Anyways, guys, for the Avengers, I'm going to give it a positive charge still. Even though I don't know exactly what's going on and I don't have a full grasp of what everyone's role is currently. Like, I was reading one issue and the Falcon shows up, but he looks like the Falcon if he was Tony Stark, like his suit and stuff. And I guess it's because he's in space, so he got an upgrade. But what was my point? I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Started talking about the Falcon and his badass suit. Artwork was really good. I mean, I enjoy the artwork and stuff like that. Story-wise, like I mentioned, I need to keep up with the event stuff that's going on. Yeah, I just completely forgot the point I was trying to make it. I'm just moving on from it. You guessed right. I'll probably go back, mention it in my comments or something like that. I don't know. But definitely check it out. Avengers. It's interesting. I think what keeps me going with this series and why I still want to keep reading it is because I want to see how we get to Secret Wars. There's already a lot of hints at what's going on to get to the Secret Wars event. So I'm kind of excited, and I feel like I'm peeling the layers of the onion, so to speak. And so anyway, that's it for the review portion of the Bry-Fy podcast. If you guys are on YouTube, head on over to Podbean, Stitcher, not SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, all the Google Play, all those places, so you can get the nifty nerd news and anything else that I want to talk about for this week. So see you later on YouTube. Let's move on to the nifty nerd news.